From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is 1011's Morning Pulse.
Sponsored by Murray Roofing.
Good morning. This is Craig Allison with your Morning Pulse for Tuesday, February 18th. First things off, it's a weather alert day with that high of 0 degrees outside. So be sure to check the Nebraska 511 map for any road plans that you may have today, as well as our 1011 News website to check if there's any closings or delays that you may be impacted by. But kicking things off with our first story this morning, multiple crews from LFR responding to a large house fire in central Lincoln this morning following scanner calls just after 7 a.m. Firefighters battling the 4-alarm fire near 25th and L Streets. Crews closed 25th Street between J and M Streets. LFR spokesperson MJ Learman says 3 buildings in total have damage. Extra units were having to be called in to recycle and assist with water supplies. And Learman says the weather conditions are also affecting crews' efforts. While we don't know how this fire started, this is a developing story and we'll continue to keep you updated as we work to learn more. Again, this footage just from the scene this morning. And second story, happening today at 9:30, Lincoln Police will hold a press conference about the series of chaotic events on Sunday that included a stabbing and a deadly shooting. 41-year-old Timothy Washington was finally taken into custody after a dangerous pursuit Sunday afternoon, but prior to that, police say Washington drove up and shot a man near 13th and E Streets, and an hour later stabbing another man near 28th and Y Streets. We'll be streaming the update live on our website and our app. Third story, with the Trump administration's effort to cut government workers appears to include a local federal agency. Various sources indicate workers in central Nebraska at the USDA's Meat Animal Research Center near Clay Center have been laid off. Last week, the center's website listed every federal employee who worked there, and the list was gone when we checked it this morning. There was a note the list had been modified on Sunday, but our sister station contacted the center's director as of last night, had not heard back. But again, another developing story that we'll check back in with and be sure to update you on. Your fourth story, law enforcement across the state are mourning the loss of Trooper Kyle McCasey. According to NSP, the 10-year veteran was responding alongside other troopers to a crash between Greenwood and Ashland on I-80, but while standing outside of his cruiser, he was hit by a snowplow. Troopers immediately rendered aid, but the 31-year-old died at the scene, and McCasey was stationed in Omaha and served on the patrol division, carrier enforcement, and as a crisis negotiator. NSP is holding a press conference later this morning as well with more details. Stick with us for those updates. And wrapping things up this morning, freezing temperatures mean freezing water that is currently running through the pipes of your home. Local plumbers and companies like Schultz & Sons Plumbing and Select Plumbing say their offices were fielding calls all yesterday morning. Experts say taking simple extra steps to prevent your pipes from reaching their breaking point can save lots of trouble in the long run, like letting the faucet trickle, turning up the thermostat, and turning off the water completely if you go on vacation. If your pipes do burst, plumbers say the top priority should be to turn off the water supply to your entire home in order to minimize that damage. That is your Morning Pulse for this Tuesday morning. We'll wrap things up with a look at your 7-day forecast. It is a cold one.
You've been listening to 1011's Morning Pulse. Watch, listen, stream on the 1011 Now app, on YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sponsored by Murray Roofing.